Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and welcome back to another thrifty video. Today we have a fun list for you guys. I have been working on putting together a list of amazing things that you can thrift to gift this Christmas season or Hanukkah or anywhere where you're needing a gift. I feel like all of these ideas that I put together for you guys would be awesome gifts for anyone in your life, but it's also more thoughtful and also takes, a little bit more heart, I feel like, than just going to a store and buying something new. And of course, I feel very passionately about thrifting whenever possible. I always am giving at least one thrifted gift to everybody at Christmas. And so I felt like it would be a perfect time to compile this list of things that you might have never even thought about that you could give as a Christmas gift this year. And it's also going to be very economical. It won't break the bank. And you're also going to be reusing things, keeping them from going to the landfill, but also showing that you really were thinking about somebody and doing some searching for their gifts. And so I feel like it's a win-win all the way around. I feel like we need to normalize thrifting gifts more. And I would absolutely love to share with you guys what you could thrift this Christmas season. And especially as we head into Black Friday right around the corner, maybe buy a little less new, buy a little more secondhand, and do the world a favor. So let's jump into this list. I'm very excited. The very first thing I have on my list is picture frames. So I'm not just talking about like getting a plain black frame. There are so many interesting frames at the thrift store that you can look through, that you can find one that really speaks to you about the person you're thrifting for. I found this amazing kind of like cherub scroll picture frame, which I feel like somebody that's into that kind of decor would absolutely adore it. I can feel like even like somebody like Alexa Sunshine 83, I can see her putting that in her house right now for like $2. Crazy. I ended up picking up this brown one, the brown wooden one that has these cool curves to it. And picture frames are one of those things that if you're finding a high quality frame, it's going to be expensive at the store. But if you are, going to Goodwill, this frame cost me $1.99. I love it for my house, but also something that's really special and meaningful is like if you have a friend, you get a picture of the two of you together, get it printed somewhere at like Walgreens or CVS. A print costs like $1, sometimes less. And then you can put it in the frame and gift them a frame and the picture. And then if you want to be really sentimental on the back of the picture, write them something on it, like a note or a reason why you love them, sign it, date it, and then someday they'll be able, when they switch out the picture, they'll find that note again, and it'll just be a whole memorable experience. I love the idea of thrifting picture frames. I actually picked up this one as well. I found both of these. I wasn't expecting to buy anything when I was filming the B-roll for this video, but I thought this was such a beautiful picture frame. It's a double, and also it'll hold itself up, but it has these like inlaid kind of mother of pearl details. And I just feel like GU, my host daughter from South Korea, would love this. And as a college student with a dorm room, this is a smaller size, a little probably like what, 2-inch, 3-inch, little square picture. I'm planning on putting a picture of her and Otis, our dog, in one side, and a picture of all three of us with Otis in the other side. So that way she can have a little touch of home while she's at college. But again, this cost me $3. And this is gonna be a meaningful gift to her and something that she can keep for years. And then if she ever gets tired of the pictures in it, replace them. Reusable. We love a reusable gift. And then I think these are kind of fun too. These aren't necessarily a picture frame that you're gonna put your own picture in, but I also have a fun idea of if you found a really cool frame, then you could also make them something cross-stitched, or if you're really good at sewing, or if you're just wanting to paint them a picture. It'd be so easy to find a cool frame and to do just a small cross stitch. Like this is so simple. It is literally an ornament on a little pine tree branch. And I think that's so cute. For $1, I'm gonna use that as home decor during the Christmas season. This is a piece I grabbed over from by my sink. I bought this in the bins, and this is another cross stitch that says Bah Humbug. Is that not so adorable? Imagine just taking a few hours, cross stitching something for someone, and then putting it into a thrifted frame. I love that. If somebody did that for me, I would feel so honored. So you can also get your crafting on a little bit with this one. Okay, now gift number 2. This is for a crafter out there. Like if you are a little artsy, this is up your alley. I'm a little artsy. This is something I love doing. Now, if you don't realize, canvases are so expensive when you buy them new, especially for big ones. But you know what the thrift store is rife with? It is always covered in pieces of art, really ugly ones. Some of them are horrible. This one I bought It is the ugliest thing. Well, maybe you love it. I should be careful. But it is this blue, like, bubble printed art piece. But it's a 2 foot by 3 foot canvas that I bought for $5.99. So I spent $6 on this large canvas, and now I already have paint. I already have spackling. So I'm gonna go in and put some joint compound over this, paint the whole thing a neutral color, and then I can do some hand painting, some drawing on it. And I have done this for other Christmases too. When I didn't have very much money, I would go and buy some canvases, and then I would paint or draw people gifts according to their interests and give those to them as their Christmas gifts. Because canvases are expensive, it's a nice gift. This canvas, I went online, a 2 foot by 3 foot canvas like this sells for $60 at Michael's. So I got this for $6. That's literally 90% off, plus just my materials and time. But the thing about giving secondhand gifts is your time is so precious that it is worth so much when you receive it for somebody else. So I thought that was a really fun idea, and it's something I do all the time. Actually, this painting on the wall behind me, I also got a very ugly canvas from Goodwill, painted it, and now it hangs as one of the centerpieces of my living room. So really, really doable, especially if you're a little artsy. Or imagine commissioning somebody around you that's an artist to paint them something on the canvas you bought. So good, so good. Okay, now I love this idea. Number 3 is when we talk about mugs, and I feel like everybody has given or gotten a mug for Christmas or a birthday or a special occasion, but it's even more fun when you find special one-of-a-kind or vintage mugs. I found so many fun ones while I was at the thrift store. I literally went and just looked for a few minutes, and I found this elephant mug and all of these really cool pieces that I feel like would do so well, people would really enjoy. And then I even bought one for myself, and I gasped when I saw this. This is a beautiful mug. It's from the Rifle Paper Company. This was $1, and it's all of these amazing classic novels all over it. Nothing could scream Bekah more than this mug. I love it. And so I bought it for myself, but if somebody else would have thrifted this for me, I would have been flabbergasted. Like, I would have loved it. Now, the thing about cool mugs is, though, too, they make an easy gift for people, too, that you don't know as well. So, like, if you find a really cool mug, imagine this as a teacher gift, a bus driver gift. You could literally just take some hot cocoa packets, get a 12 pack or something, stick them in all these different thrifted mugs, put some cellophane around this, wrap a bow around it, and there you go. Somebody is getting a gift. I literally would accept this as a perfect gift, like, from anyone in my life. So you just have to know, even if you don't know the people you're gifting it to, there's so many cute mugs at the thrift store just because so many people have a lot of them, but it's always fun to get another one. And so I love this gift both for friends, people that you know really well, and also for people that you need to get a smaller gift for. So number 4, we're gonna talk about books. I found so many cute ones at the Goodwill that I was at. This one is just like a little Christmas Jesus calling book. I have a grandpa that I think would love this, so I'm gonna give this to him. I wasn't going and looking for things for my own family, but I happened to find things because thrifting for gifts is just so much fun. So I'm gonna give that as part of his gift. But I also love the idea of finding popular books that are out and like really people are loving and talking about right now. But oftentimes people will buy a book because they can't wait in the line for the library, or they'll buy it and then not love it, or buy it and not read it. So you can find books in pristine condition at a thrift store. Like this one I bought at my local thrift store. This is a really popular book. I haven't even read it yet, but this is a Barnes & Noble special edition, which is actually even signed. And then it also has like the special chapters and this like special map like in the back of it. I bought this book for like $4 at a thrift store, and I feel like I could give this to my sister and she would love it, and it's in like pristine condition. I also was researching and doing some other fun ideas where like, what if you got them like an art book or a coffee table book? Coffee table books are so expensive. Art books are so expensive. You can spend $50 on a coffee table book like that. And then I find ones all the time thrifted, and then I use them as home decor. So you can give them a really cool looking book. I found all those amazing country books. I thought those were so cool and vintage for such reasonable prices. Like if you bought all of those, I feel like that would have been an amazing gift to give to a friend or sister. And I personally would love to receive a gift like that with that thought put into it. But also, what if you got a cookbook, a fun cookbook from the thrift store, and then you could also gift them all the things they might need to make a recipe, or give them some baking mixes with the cookbook and put a spatula in it. There's so many fun things you can do with a really cheap book, just like as the inspiration that you jump off of to add more to it. Or you could just give them the book itself. Like, that would be fine too. I think it's awesome. Okay, number 5 is little trinket boxes. I was only at one Goodwill and I found so many cute little boxes, little jewelry boxes, or boxes that you could put scrunchies in, boxes you could put toothpicks in. There's like so many endless opportunities for why somebody might need a small, pretty box. And especially at the thrift store, you can find so many unique ones. And of course, they're not gonna break the bank, which is such a huge bonus as well, because you can go to even a Target and buy a $30 little trinket dish, or you could find a really cool, unique one at the thrift store and have it be a one-of-a-kind piece. Now they have a story to tell with that piece when they put it into their space. I just love the idea of finding a cool trinket dish. I didn't find any that I felt like I needed to buy for anyone I knew, but I was very tempted because they were really cute. Number 6, another home good item. We'll also talk about, like, obviously I thrift clothing for a living. So every Christmas I put together a thrifted clothing bag or box for each of my family members, where I just collect things that I find while I'm out and then give them like a mystery box. It's really fun. So I know that that is kind of the first thing I think of when I think of thrifting gifts for people is clothing, but there's so many fun things in the hard goods section too. Like number 6, which is coasters. If you've not ever thrifted coasters, you're doing your life wrong. Coasters are so, again, they're expensive when you buy them new, but they're so easy to DIY as well. Like I found all these really, not my taste, more ugly coasters, but again, with just a little bit of paint, you can really turn them into something cute. I've seen so many Pinterest boards dedicated to DIYing coasters. You could really paint them easily into even a checkerboard print. You could freehand some flowers. There's so many cute things you can do with coasters. But also I found this really cute wooden coaster set, which I loved. I didn't need any more coasters, so I didn't buy them. Do I regret it a little bit? Sort of. But I think that there's so many good coasters you can find that you can upcycle or give them as they are. Like that wooden coaster set, that'd be such a great stocking stuffer for somebody. Okay, number 7 is just a broad category, and that is new with tags items. You would not believe the amount of items I find in a thrift store that are brand new with tags. And this is a great idea too for people that are wary of thrifting pieces. If people feel a little icked out by wearing something that somebody else has worn, there is a great possibility that if you walk into a thrift store, you will find something that still has the tags attached and nobody has ever worn. I know this is not a piece of clothing, but for example, I literally was just looking at the thrift store for things for this video. I found this brand new with tags vintage camper Christmas decoration piece, which I just thought was so cute. Never used. Obviously it has the tag on it. It was $7.99, which is kind of expensive for my Goodwill. But I called my mother-in-law, I FaceTimed her, showed it to her, and she loves it. So now I have a gift for her, and it's brand spanking new, but it also didn't break the bank. $8 for a gift, I don't think is too bad. Brand new with tags. And I guarantee you there was so many other brand new with tags items in there as well. So again, if you're people that you know do not like thrifting and you think, oh, I can't thrift them a gift, you could, you really can. You can find something there new with tags that will not make them feel that way for sure. Okay, number 8 is finding a really unique blanket. I know that people love getting fluffy, cozy blankets, but also I find lots of crocheted blankets or knit blankets in the Goodwills or at the thrift stores all the time. And those things take massive amounts of time to knit or to hand make, and then they end up in the Goodwill. I found an amazing Colts like handmade blanket, which I thought was so cool for $5 or less at the thrift store. I picked up this blanket a few years ago in the Goodwill outlet in the bins for our family. I paid, I think like $1 for this, and it's a very fun, like Christmassy time blanket, and it's one of our favorites. And I, just took it home, washed it, and then now we use it every Christmas season, and it's just like not in your face Christmassy, which I love, but there's so many good opportunities where like you wash it and then you could fold it down, then tie it with a giant bow, and it becomes an amazing Christmas present. So don't disregard the fabric or blanket section. You might just find a winner over there as well. Okay, number 9 is an interesting home decor piece. You can find lots of home decor pieces at the thrift store. Literally my entire house is filled with thrifted home decor. So you could find something unique there that really speaks to you about that person. But I also think sometimes you can find even bigger pieces. Like I saw this in the wooden section at my thrift store and I audibly gasped. I was like, holy cow, that is beautiful. It has this little heart cutout. It has this hand painted flower thing going all over it. And I didn't know exactly what it was at first. And then I realized that this is for a sewer. This is to hold your thread. And I was like, it is so beautiful. This was $3.99, $4 for this. And I am automatically thought, my mom loves to sew. This would be a great gift for a grandma too. Anybody you know that loves to sew or knit, crochet. What an amazing gift would this be? But also, this is a jumping off point. So not just this, but any kind of thrifted home decor piece, you could find this and then also gift them a few spools of thread, and then they can have like a whole themed gift for them, right? Like maybe you thrift a book about knitting or sewing, you thrift this piece, and then you buy a few spools of thread. Such a fun collective gift, but also it's gonna be like less than $10, but look like you spent like $50 on this, right? So cool. Along with that, I haven't even shown this in a video yet, but I found this amazing wooden stool at a thrift store the other day for $15. It is an antique piano stool and it is like made of real wood, turned legs, so cool. It's an amazing piece. But I have a friend that's really into music and plays the piano. Imagine me giving her this piano stool as a Christmas gift. Things like that, things that you can find that will really suit a person, would truly make an amazing Christmas present for them. $15 for that. Did I look it up and does it sell for like $200, $300 because it's an antique stool? Yes. I was already planning on keeping it, but if I was truly selfless, I think I could also give that as a really wonderful Christmas gift. Okay, then the last idea for you guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying these, is to thrift a board game or puzzle, which I feel like this is a perfect gift for the person you don't know what to get them, or for a man in your life. Getting a guy, I feel like, a board game or a video game from the thrift store is really, really awesome. This is a puzzle I bought from a Goodwill the other day. It's a really fun, colorful puzzle, brand spanking new, 500-piece puzzle, and it was 99 cents. So I spent $1 on this puzzle, and I have a cousin that would absolutely love that. So maybe I'll actually end up giving that to her for Christmas. It's been sitting in my puzzle closet, and I feel like I could just pass that along. And then like a great board game, knowing and being familiar with board games that are actually really like popular and good ones is super helpful. Board games that you could find like Ticket to Ride, Catan, Settlers of Catan, Wingspan, I find Carcassonne, things like that, where they're good board games that people love, I feel like would be excellent gifts. I've actually heard a lot of good things about Letters from Whitechapel, and I found this at a Goodwill. I think I paid, $3.99 for this. Board games are so expensive. Wingspan, I own that game. That costs like $60. So finding an amazing board game that's gonna give them an activity to do is so fun. Or making a little bundle of a few board games, maybe buy one new and thrift one. There's so many amazing things that you can do thrifted that will save you money. And also I feel like communicate more about how much you know about a person, but also it takes time to look for them. And I feel like that's kind of a more precious feeling and a more precious idea than just going to the store and buying something new. Nothing wrong with that either. But if you're trying to be a little bit more minimal this year or trying to do a little bit more reusing, recycling, then I feel like all of these would be great ideas for you guys. But if you guys have any ideas as well, other than what I've already shared, let us know in the comments down below. Because as I try to thrift and, reuse more and more, I would love more ideas, and I'm sure other people would as well. But yeah, let me know if you want to try out any of these ideas or if you have your own. Let us know in the comments and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.